Look, hey, everyone needs a muse, right? Tanner Muse had 7 tackles and an interception in Clemson's easy win over Georgia Tech to open the season. Saturday, the Tigers faced Texas A&M in another meeting of ranked teams and a rematch of a game that went down to the wire a season ago. And the Aggies, they routed Texas State in their opener. Here they come. As Kellen Mond, now quite comfy in year 2 in Jimbo Fisher's system, threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for another. Remember, he had 430 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Tigers a year ago, almost won it. Clemson handled the Yellow Jackets with ease in week 1, as Travis Etienne, as Aaron was talking about earlier, went for over 200 yards on just 12 carries. Trevor Lawrence was not quite as sharp. Heisman favorite had his moments, but threw 2 picks, first time ever, after posting just 4 all last season. However, the Tigers have won 19 straight in Death Valley.
It's a great opportunity early for us to grow our team, and win or lose the game, we're going to get better from this game. And so I love the challenge. I love the opportunity to go against a great team early in the year, especially before we get into conference play, and kind of see where we are and grow up a little bit.
If you're not confident that you're going to be successful, yes, but we understand the opponent, and that comes from respect for them. I mean, you know, you have a great respect for them, but also you have to go compete. You expect, anytime you line up to play, you expect to be successful. But you understand it's a tall task. We need to play well to have that success, and that's what we have to do. We have to practice well, prepare well to be able to do those things.
Does that make them ripe for an upset?
Oh, yes, it does. There will be an upset.
Some of your guys earlier today were making some pretty bold statements about winning the game and all.
Well, who did that?
Okay.
There will be an upset on Saturday.
Oh, okay. And Jared better play well.
Amen.
Exactly. It's as simple as that.
Cosign, right? Cosign.
Oh, man. And he did it just so like, oh, yes, I'm going to now guarantee an upset.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
No place else to be.
How many of y'all think he pulled Jared aside, though, after that?
They'll be pull aside.
You better play well.
You know, if you look at the numbers from this game a year ago, A&M outplayed Clemson. Yeah. Now, they didn't on the scoreboard, and it was one of the most entertaining games of the season. Right. But more first downs, more yards. You just put up those monster numbers that Kellen Mond enjoyed, 430 yards throwing the ball. I think because of Mike Elko and what they've done defensively, and look at the first game where they had 4 interceptions. One of the big concerns Elko had a year ago was the back end wasn't able to play the ball. They're better there this year. I think their run-stopping defense is going to corral Etienne, and I'm going over the edge and telling you A&M's going to win.
Wow. A&M's going to win. How about that? On the road.
On the road.
On the road. By the way, Sportsline has Clemson by 16 here. So.
Jimbo Fisher knows this lair, right? Yep. He's been in Death Valley many times.
Right. Yep.
I like A&M in this spot.
Back in the Florida State Clemson days, AT?
When you put the tape on, there's a lot to like about Texas A&M. Kellen Mond, and the way that he has improved his deep ball accuracy was noticeable. He was throwing some beautiful balls. He had a good arm to begin with. We always known he's been a dual threat. The thing that concerns me about Texas A&M, though, true freshman at the right guard position, on the road, crowd noise, that can be a challenge. With that said, I think they're good. You mentioned the interceptions on Elko's defense. They only had 7 a year ago. They had 4 in the first night. You add 3 sacks to that, they're going to be ready to play. Clemson didn't look all that good, but I like the Tigers.
Come on. Yeah. Hey, what he does.
Aaron always addle-pating the viewer.
Listen, A&M was the second-best rush defense in the SEC a season ago, and they picked up where they left off, -7 Texas State the other night, only 7 points, and that came mop-up time for the reserves in the fourth quarter. And big old Bobby Brown, nose guard for the Aggies. He has to be the antithesis of the artist Bobby Brown's hit song, Don't Be Cruel. He has to be cruel for 4 quarters. I don't think he can do it. As much as I like this improved Aggie team, I think they dropped this one.
You got to give kudos to these teams that scheduled these games early. Love this stuff. Kind of like Auburn, Oregon last week. You got to have that. If there's one thing Jimbo Fisher has to change at Texas A&M, it's going on the road in true road games real early in the season. Your first true road victory has to come on the road. It's got to be in those visiting type situations. Hey, they're 1-3 the last 4 times they've done that. I think they're going to be 1-4.
Okay. Well, other than Syracuse next week, though, this is the hardest game left on Clemson's regular season schedule here.
And Clemson has the back end. Remember, 3 or 4 return from that back end to go up against these big receivers that A&M's going to employ. I think that gives them an advantage as well.
Just remember what I said.
We did?
We're going to remember. It's on tape.
We're going to DVRing the show at home right now.